Hello folks and welcome to the Vertigo Tea Party and let's try Apotheosis. First off, I want to mention I had to record that about 10 times to get the wording right. I don't know why Apotheosis is so incredibly hard for me to say, but it is. This is a game that's in the works by Cool Hand Games. To be honest, there's not a lot to show right now, just the way the game looks and how it basically controls. This is not a demo. It's very important to stress. This is more of a proof of concept, so that you can see the art style, the movement style, animations, things of that nature. Again, keep in mind this is very, very, very rough beginnings of this game. So let's go ahead and get started. That's just a note that this is not a demo, which it is not. Right now there are only 2 sections. And as I mentioned, there's not really a lot to do right now. So I'm basically going to talk about the only thing I really can talk about, both the graphics, the way it looks, the way the animations look, as well as what is on the Kickstarter. Now right here, you can walk, you can run. The run animation is a little bit silly in my opinion, but again, keep in mind this is very early on. Now, this game is going to be an adventure game with very strong, it's supposed to focus on story. Story is supposed to be a very defining part of this game, as well as the choices you make defining what happens in the game. And the other big thing, which I'm actually the most interested in, is the crafting is supposed to be important. So as you can see, I could chop up this tree that's on the ground. I can't chop up the ones that are not on the ground, oddly enough. But as you can see, we can actually chop these up and make them different sizes. Like I made that. The first one incredibly small. Let's actually make this a little bigger. And see if we can pick it up. After it gets to such and such size, we can't pick it up. There we go. So we can actually pick this up and move it, which obviously will factor into the crafting later on in the game. There's no crafting or anything right now. Again, this is very much a proof of concept situation here. So as I mentioned, this game is on Kickstarter. I will put a link to the game below so that you can check it out. It has a goal of $30,000, and $15 donation will get you a digital copy of the game. And of course, there are many other tiers for rewards. One thing that's struck out to me and I thought was a good idea, watching the Kickstarter video, he talked about how he liked the idea of using concept art as your actual game art, because a lot of times, especially back in older games, you would look at the concept art and think, wow, that looks incredible, why can't the final game look like that? And I think that's a really cool premise. I think it's cool to go, well, let's just go with the concept art. That's what we're going to make the entire game look like. I think that's a pretty nifty idea. I like how he talks about the focus being on the story and branching choices. So this choice might affect another choice you get later on, and then that choice affects these other things. To be honest, that is a very, very ambitious goal, and that's why a lot of games don't have meaningful choices in what you do, is because it becomes so complicated to factor in all the choices you've made previously, making them actually matter ahead of time. I don't know why I can't. Oh, I think I'm too high up to chop this wood, maybe. But yeah, so that's why you don't see it happen a lot, or the choices have very minor changes, like cosmetic effects. Nothing really story-wise, because again, for every branch, you have to factor in all the previous branches. Hopefully that makes sense. But anyway, let's go ahead and look at the winter area. Forget how to get back there. I can pause the game here. Oh, backspace. We can take a look at the winter area as well. We can also take a look at the inventory. He said inventory is going to be more realistic. Also, this is a 2.5D game. So as you can see, I'm kind of walking towards the screen here. And then I can also walk to the side, of course. And I'll wait till I can see some trees in the background and walk toward them. You can't run here, which that, kind of makes sense given the situation. You can hit enter here and see the items you have in your inventory. They are going to be weight restrictions, so it's going to be a little bit more realistic in that you can't carry 10 suits of armor into town from the dungeon to sell them all. You're going to have to manage your weight. And I have mixed feelings on inventory management. If the game is going for a more realistic bent, which it sounds like this one is, for example, he talked about the combat, and he said there won't actually be hit points. If an attack hits you that would kill you, it's gonna kill you. That can go either way, so we'll see how this goes if it does get funded. So again, make sure to check out the Kickstarter. And of course now I can't find any trees. Oh, here we go. So you can see I'm actually walking back into the background. Well, you could before. I saw some trees, but anyway, yeah, unfortunately, again, there's not a lot to show off right now. Again, this is very much proof of concept, very early alpha type thing, just to show what the game's going to look like, what it's going to sound like, and what you can expect. So check out the link to the Kickstarter for Apotheosis. Damn it, I almost did it. Apotheosis. There we go. Make sure to check the Kickstarter link below to take a look at it yourself. Decide if you want to give in to this Kickstarter. If you like this video, please subscribe for more, and I will see you next time.